guy. If Schartz comes in and gets the takedown, he has to be very, very careful on his guard passes that he's not getting caught in submissions in transition. You know, like you said, Brian, if you give a wrestler a chance to wrestle, they're gonna wrestle. Okay. What Schartz has to do is he's from the top position. He needs to get a good position. He needs to secure it, and he needs to work his short elbow game. You know, he needs to work on constantly transitioning so that he's not getting caught in a submission here.
Yeah, and you spoke about Caleb's gym. Quintana Boxing is, you know, I've worked with, you know, I've seen Ernie work with his fighters, and he's a great coach. So,
man, I'm definitely excited for this fight. Let's go up to Mike Kendall for the official introduction.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, this is the LCS 26 feature tonight, and is scheduled for 3 4-minute rounds for the LCS Amateur Welterweight Championship. And it's brought to you by Schartz Bar and Grill, the official after party of LCS 26. Introducing first, fighting out of the Reganis Auto Center blue corner. This freestyle fighter weighed in 174.2 pounds. He holds an amateur record, 5 wins, 2 defeats. Training out of Quintana Boxing and fighting out of Kearney, Nebraska, Matt Schartz. His opponent across the LCS cage, fighting out of the GNC red corner, is a jiu-jitsu style fighter, weighed in 173 pounds. He holds an amateur record, 2 wins, 0 defeats. Training out of Fisticuffs Fight Team and final BJJ, fighting out of Casper, Wyoming, Caleb Spence. Your referee, Alan John.
All right, referee Alan John about to bring these boys to the middle and get to work here. Let's see what we got. Touch of the gloves to kick things off. Looks like Spence is taking the center of the cage pretty quick here. Both guys being kind of tentative. A nice overhand right there, barely missing.
I don't really like how tall Caleb's fighting Matt. You know what I mean? Being the wrestler he is.
Yeah, well, and here's the thing. It's one thing to fight tall if you can fight tall. I mean, I guess we're going to see if Spence can deal with this. So far, we haven't seen any level changes or fakes. Like right there.
True.
And look, see right there, this is exactly what Schartz needs to do. He needs to fake those level changes and come with that overhand right. That was a nice leg kick. Let's see what he can do from this position. Nice judo throw there. And he's working himself. He's got to start to clear the right leg first here. He's going to get his back taken if he does not clear that right leg out. Half guard position. And the thing about the half guard position in MMA, when I'm on top inside of somebody's half guard, I like that better than being in mount. You know, it kind of pins the guy to the mat and keeps him flat. Spence has done a good job of reclaiming his guard here, but he needs to get that guard active. He's got to start moving his hips. He's a little too flat for my liking. So if I'm in Spence's corner right now, I'm telling him he needs to get those hips on a swivel, man.
For sure. And it depends on the half guard because, you know, I'm a littler guy, so I play half guard a lot, and I like being there on bottom better than guard, you know. But on top with punches is a whole different story.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Punches and elbows.
And Spence needs to do a better job here. He's kind of doing a good job of controlling the posture of Schartz, but he's just basically waiting for the referee to try and do his job for him and get him back up here. You know, and if he stays flat and doesn't do anything to get up himself, he's going to catch more of those big shots like we just saw with that elbow from Schartz. Go over the armbar here, and he's and out.
And this is what I talk about with the strength of Matt, you know.
Nice body work.
Got to make sure that other shoulder's in there tight, your knees are pinched, you're keeping pressure on him so he can't stand up because he's a strong guy. So
one thing I'm noticing from Schartz here, he's constantly, from inside the guard, he's putting his hands behind the head instead of in front of the face. If I'm in Schartz's corner, right now I'm telling him to flatten him out. Got to be careful of the up kick there. And because Spence is so inactive inside of his guard right now, Schartz doesn't have any reason to want to pass here. You know, he can sit here and bang that body all day long, which is definitely going to set up a headshot down the road. We're going to be looking for another armbar or a sweep here from Caleb Spence. Omoplata possibly. And back to guard. You know, your job when you're on your back in MMA is to either sweep or get up. And I'm not seeing Spence do any of that right now, Ryan.
For sure. You know, and when he had that foot on the fence.
There's the sweep!
But he hooks the head with his legs. Who can get on top now? Higher hips wins.
Doing a good job of controlling that ankle so that Matt can't get that front position, that front face lock.
Nice guard pass. Not all the way through.
Nice shot on the break.
Oh, hit him with a hard shot.
Nice shot on the break. Back take here. He's going to go ahead and get that saddle position.
You don't see many hard shots off your back, but that one stunned him a little bit.
Let's see what Spence is going to do with this position. He's not able to get much done from the saddle position because Schartz doing a great job of hand control. Nice elbow on the break there. Got to watch the back of the head.
We're going to round number 2 in the LCS Amateur Welterweight Championship fight, brought to you by Schartz Bar and Grill, the official after party of LCS 26.
So 4 minutes into this fight right now, Ryan, who do you got ahead here?
I say Matt Schartz probably takes that first round just based off top control, but I'm seeing good things from Caleb Spence too, but I'd rather see him get to his feet.
Man, well, and look, he went for that sweep. It was a great sweep. Too late in the round, man. Too late in the round. Matt Schartz already had done quite a bit of damage with those body shots. Hit a couple big elbows, okay? I'd like to see Caleb, like you said, either get to your feet or go for the sweep sooner. You know, if you have the ability to sweep your opponent, you know, obviously that was not a real amateur sweep. That was a legit sweep there, okay? You got to try for that sooner. You know, you can't sit around and take a beating hoping to kind of pull it out at the last second.
Definitely.
Well, let's see what round 2 brings as cornermen exit the cage, and we are about to get back at it, boys. Schartz and Spence take the center of the cage, and right away, nice hook. Inside leg kick, overhand right, miss. Nice knee.
Ooh.
So something I did want to say, with this being a title fight in the state of Nebraska, it's 3 4-minute rounds instead of 3 3-minute rounds, which you've seen so far.
Right. And that's just a because once you're fighting for an organization's championship as an amateur, you're probably a little closer to going pro than some. And so that's why the state makes those longer rounds. So it kind of gives these guys a little bit of taste of what it's like to fight. Nice
Great
shot.
timing.
Nice shot.
Great timing. He
It
loaded
kinda
up
gives
on
these
that
guys,
left hook.
It kind of gives these guys an opportunity to kind of get a taste of what those longer rounds are like.
For sure.
And this is where I was talking about here. Matt needs to secure this position and start working that short elbow game. You know, clear that right leg. He stepped into his half guard, which this can be a great. I told you this is one of my favorite positions on top in MMA. But Matt's being a little too passive with that left elbow, man. I'd really like to see him start busting Spence up here.
I mean, what do you like to do from that half guard position?
Man, it essentially you're sitting on the guy's leg. You know, you can trap an arm. The worst position to be in, to me, is the guy is in your half guard and your back is against the fence. So if I'm Schartz, I'm scooting him towards the fence now. I'm staying inside that half guard, and I'm going to drop short elbows and hammer fists all day long on the guy. Full mount. Let's see what Spence does here.
Looking for low leg locks.
He's looking for the heel hook. Nice defense by Schartz. They're in that 50-50 position right now, and Spence can still get this.
So how do you defend this?
Man, the biggest thing is you want to try and get both legs inside the guy's legs. You want both legs in between. Nice punches here from Schartz. You want to get both legs in between. You want to split his 50-50 up so that he doesn't have the momentum he needs and the angle he needs to finish the heel hook. Good head control from Schartz on top as well. I think that's something that gets underestimated way too much in the MMA game is how important that head control is. Something they preach all the time in wrestling. He's got to try and pull that right leg out, though.
Like to see him bring that knee to the mat and just get heavy on it and try to knee slide it through. Right there, he's got a dope mount position if he walks to his right with his left leg.
Yeah, if he starts to circle towards the right side, yeah.
So what if you're Spence's corner, I mean, what are you trying to do from this position?
Get up. Get
For
up
sure.
every time. Get up. You know, he's not winning these exchanges right now, you know. And like we talked about earlier, you know, you have to have the ability, especially, look, again, we're fighting for an amateur title here. You have to have the ability to realize, hey, I'm not winning here. Nice sweep. I'm not winning here. You know, I need to take this to a completely different area. You know, if I go to a restaurant and I hate the food I get, next time I go out, I'm probably going to a different restaurant. What Spence needs to do right now is go to a different restaurant. Because Schartz has this triangle on. Now, he can still finish this. This is a tough position because they're so close to the fence, and they get so done. Oh.
Yep, he tapped there.
Okay,
yep.
there was
There's
a tap.
finish.
Okay, there was a tap. Man, this ref is throwing me off, though.
For sure.
I don't know what he's doing after that.
And
Are they switching refs? Is it him every time?
No, there's another ref.
I like Tom.
Tom, is that his name?
I like Tom.
Tom's a big guy?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah.
And I will take it. So this referee here, he's actually out of Wyoming, but he's certified. Brian Dunn did certify him to do mainly just these shows out here.
Sure.
You know, Wyoming's commission's pretty young.
Here we go with the replay, and then we'll get back to what Nate was saying here. This is the wrong fight. So, yeah, here we go.
I don't have it.
Yeah, Schartz had the ability there. Like, obviously, he got the W with the triangle, and that's tough to do when you're so close to the fence because you can't swing your hips out, Ryan.
For sure.
Let's go to ring announcer Mike Kendall for the official decision here.
Ladies and gentlemen, your referee Alan John calls a stop to the fight. 3 minutes, 16 seconds into the second round. For your winner by tap out due to triangle choke and new LCS Amateur Welterweight Champion, Matt Schartz.
That's something I will